Wavesound Audiobooks presents I Am Not Fine Thanks by Wil Anderson, narrated by Wil Anderson. For Irene and Winnie. Chapter 1. Cancelled. I had just walked off stage at the Adelaide Fringe when I found out that the Melbourne International Comedy Festival was not going ahead. I had been expecting the bad news, but when it arrived, it still didn't feel real. These days, every city has its own comedy festival of some kind, but Melbourne is the festival. And now, along with the Australian Formula One Grand Prix, it was one of the first major events to be shut down. The irony was, there had been non-stop stories in the press about comedians and what lines they could and couldn't cross. Every interview I was doing would inevitably contain the question, "Are you worried about being cancelled?" Little did we know that all live comedy was about to be cancelled. It was a shock, and there was natural fear and anger from my clown community, but we all understood why it needed to be done. Comedy likes to pretend it can be dangerous, but suddenly and unexpectedly, it most definitely was. In the shadow of a global pandemic, gathering people in a poorly ventilated room to force them to expel fluids from their mouths as often as possible didn't really seem like a responsible night out. In fact, the funnier you were, the more likely you were to be a super spreader. Comedians like to say that they killed, but I'm pretty confident most of them don't actually want anyone to die. If nothing else, it is a bad business model to kill off your customers. I work for the ABC, so I have already lost a percentage of my audience to natural causes. I can't afford to lose any more. I was disappointed, but I didn't have any sense at the time that everything had changed forever. Maybe this is too much to ask, but I feel like life-changing moments should feel like life-changing moments. They should come with some sort of trumpeter and an announcement. From this moment on, your life will never be the same again. Turns out sometimes life-changing moments don't come with a bang. They come with a resigned shrug. Things change so quickly, and in some ways so permanently, that...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?